all season long has led to this moment. Today, we will find out who will play in Hutchinson, Kansas for all the marbles. It is time for the 2023 NJCAA Division I Men's Basketball Selection Show. I'm John Gross, and we're so happy to have all of you joining us on the NJCAA network for this monumental day. So much to talk about, so much to go over. 16 teams, they've already clinched their berth into this tournament. 8 teams still anxiously awaiting to see whether they will make it to Hutchinson, Kansas. 76th year of this event, and for the 75th year, it will be in Hutchinson, Kansas. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the overall bracket format to give you a better idea of what to expect. So, as you see, 24 teams will make it. 16 teams have secured automatic qualifying berths by winning their respective district. Seeds 1 through 8 receive a first-round bye, and then in addition to the 16 automatic qualifiers, 8 teams will receive at-large bids. Again, that'll look at the 24-team bracket. And now let's take a look at our top 8 seeds in the 2023 NJCAA D1 Men's Basketball Championship. Number 1, John A. Logan, the Vols at 29-2, enter the postseason on a 27-game win streak. They haven't lost since November 11th. Their 4th consecutive NJCAA championship appearance, 6th tournament appearance overall, under first-year head coach Tyler Smith-Peters, who spent the last 4 years as an assistant under his brothers. The Vols are the number 1 overall seed in the 2023 championship. Now for the number 2 seed, and it is our first at-large selection. All the way up at number 2, the Golden Eagles of Southern Idaho out of the West District. They finished the season ranked number 1 in the final poll. They've been ranked number 1 since January 23rd and were undefeated prior to losing in the Region 18 semifinal to Snow. This team is lethal defensively on the interior, 3rd of the nation with 7.7 block shots per game. The Golden Eagles are the 2 seed in our first at-large program. The 3 seed, Odessa. The Wranglers entered today 29-3, another at-large selection out of the Southwest District. They lost their district semifinal game against Midland, but a program with high expectations, number 3 ranked team entering the final poll, and they are in the postseason for the 7th consecutive season. A remarkable run for this Odessa program, their 10th overall appearance. Now for the number 4 seed in the bracket, we go to the Greyhounds of Moberly area at 30-3. The Greyhounds are making their 31st tournament appearance. That is the 2nd most tournament appearances all time. And you look at this team and what makes them special, the balanced scoring. 4 players for the Greyhounds average 10 or more points per game. At 30-3 in the season, the Greyhounds are our 4 seed. Moving to number 5, a team who entered last year's postseason as the number 1 seed and the national runner-up a year ago, Salt Lake Bruins. They finished number 9 in the final poll. This team is all about scoring, as you see on these highlights. They lead the nation in points per game with 99 per outing. We move on to number 6. It is yet another at-large selection. How about Indian Hills getting into the action in the top 8 seeds? The 6th seed lost in the Region 11 championship game to Southeastern, but they get in out of the North Central District. 3-time national champions. Their calling card on the defensive end of the floor. They've held opponents to less than 37% from the field. That number is the 2nd best in the nation. Moving along to our number 7 seed, the champions of the South Atlantic District, the Raiders of Northwest Florida State. Back-to-back postseason appearances for the Raiders, and they are the defending national champions. They did it as a big underdog last year as the 10 seed, this season slotted as the 7 seed, and they had an impressive run to get to this point, beating number 6 Chipola and number 7 Tallahassee in the district finals. And our final 8 seed is Midland. The Southwest District champs at 27-6. The Chaps, who finished unranked in the final poll, made their way through the postseason with multiple ranked victories, including an upset over number 3 Odessa 67-66 in the district semifinal. The Chaps were the national champs back in 2007. They will look to do it again here in 2023. So here's a look at the top 8 seeds. They will receive the coveted first round bye, a mix of district champions and at-large berths, but they all have that first round bye, the top 8 teams in the 2023 NJCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Now joined by the head coach of the top seed in this year's tournament, Tyler Smith-Peters. He leads the John A. Logan Vols. Coach, congrats on an amazing season so far.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Our guys have done a really good job of sticking to our business on the court and in the classroom, and so far it's been really good.
And you are rewarded with the number 1 seed. How does it feel to be regarded as the top team entering this tournament?
I think all year we've kind of knew that we've had a chance to be a really, really good team. And especially since we took 2 early losses, I think our guys, and me too, in my first year, we learned from it and just have moved forward and gotten better every single game.
As you just said, it is your first season as head coach. You were an assistant for the last 4 years under your brother. What are some challenges that you face this season in year 1 as a head coach?
I think the biggest thing is just being the head coach of just all the different things, instead of helping Kyle out of trying to say some suggestions here and there. Now it's my say. I'm the final decision. I think that's the biggest thing. But with the group we have, they've made my life so much easier, and just an older group that has some college basketball experience. And so it's been fun to be around them and watch them play basketball.
You mentioned earlier you picked up a couple of early losses, but man, your team has not lost since November 11th. It has been a long time. Yeah. What's been clicking for your team this season?
I think the biggest thing is they get along. I mean, they enjoy each other's presence, whether it's off the court, on the court. I think, in my opinion, we have 8 guys that could probably score 20 points a game if they really wanted to. Just the unselfishness that they bring to the table, and just the willingness to put the pride to the side and win a ball game says a lot about them.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of players can step up for this team. That jumped out to me as well, the balanced scoring for the Vols. How important will that balanced offense be as you progress through the postseason?
It's very important. I think everybody plays a vital role in trying to win a national championship, whether it's the first guy or the 13th guy that we have. I mean, everybody plays a really big role. And I think the biggest thing is, and like you said, John, it's just we have a lot of guys that can score the ball, which it makes it hard for other teams to scout. I mean, you can try to take one player away, then someone else is going to score in loads. So, I mean, it's hard to guard, and we're very fortunate.
Awesome. Well, Coach, congrats on an amazing season so far. The Vols of John A. Logan in the tournament for the 4th consecutive season. Coach, thanks for your time and best of luck.
Thank you, guys. See you, Hutch.
Intensity fuels these champion student athletes to greatness. Zurich Insurance is proud to be the official provider of student athlete insurance for the National Junior College Athletic Association. Throughout the highs, we cheer along to their screams of victory. Throughout the lows, we support them through their tears of defeat. Zurich Insurance, helping student athletes play the sport they love.
I have a little birthday message for you from someone too.
I heard you really love basketball. You're a good shooter and a good dribbler. Happy birthday, MJ, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Welcome back into the 2023 NJCAA Division I Men's Basketball Selection Show. Well, we've given you the top 8 teams. Those 8 teams will all receive a first-round bye. But let's take a look at the rest of the bracket, the final 16 teams in the bracket. First here is the top 8. So these teams all receive first-round byes. John A. Logan, the top overall seed. And the top 8 teams, a mix of at-large teams and automatic qualifiers. Our 16th seed is Monroe. The East District champions finished 19th in the final poll, 11th tournament appearance after taking down Allegheny, Maryland in the district final. Our 17 seed, South Georgia State, the Southeast District champs. The Hawks really get the job done to the defensive end of the floor. Top 10 nationally in both steals per games and blocks per games. 3rd all-time tournament appearance. Making our way down to the 9th spot, it is an at-large selection. The Indians of Chipola make their way into the tournament for the 3rd consecutive season, 18th all-time appearance. They were the number 1 team for 3 weeks of the regular season, ended up finishing the year ranked number 6, and they enter the postseason as the 9 seed. And the number 24 seed, the Atlantic District champs at 15-13, the Sea Devils of Cape Fear. 7th tournament appearance in the first in 4 years. They won the district as a 4 seed, including an upset win over number 1 seed Caldwell Tech in the semifinals. Making our way throughout the rest of the bracket, Dodge City, another at-large team, our 13 seed at 23-9, the Conquistadors, making their 10th all-time appearance, 2nd in a row. Last season was their first time in Hutch since 1974, and they have gone back-to-back into the postseason. Our 20th seed, Meridian, the Eagles, their 2nd tournament appearance, first time this millennium. They haven't been in it since 1999, and how about this? They had quite the postseason run. They won the district title as the number 7 seed in the Gulf District Tournament. Down to the 12th seed, Tallahassee, another at-large team out of the South Atlantic District. The Eagles in the postseason for the 5th time ever. They lost to defending national champ Northwest Florida State in the district championship game. Tallahassee, high expectations as they finish the regular season number 7 in the final poll. And they will be matched up with the Trojans of Trinidad State. 4th tournament appearance for the Trojans, the Northwest Plains District champions, back-to-back years in the postseason, and they enter the tournament, one of the hottest teams in the nation. How about 19 consecutive wins, led by sophomore guard DeJour Reeves, who is 6th in the nation in scoring. Moving to the other side of the bracket now. Vincennes, an all-time great program, the 37th all-time appearance, more than any other program has made it to this event. The 4-time national champs who do a great job of sharing the rock, 8th nationally in assists per game. They are the 15 seed in the tournament. They will be matched up in the first round with the Mid-South District champs of Trinity Valley. The Cardinals ran through their district tournament as the number 4 seed in the district, including multiple ranked upset wins over 11th ranked Lee in the semis, and they had another top 10 win over Panola in the finals to win the district. Moving down to the 10 seed. How about the Butler Grizzlies, the Plains District champs? They had a couple of upset wins en route to their district title, taking down 13th ranked Dodge City and number 20 Barton. First postseason appearance since 2015 for the Grizzlies. And our 23 seed, Roane State, the Appalachian District champs. Back-to-back tournament appearances. Prior to last year, they had never made it to the tournament. They were the 24 seed last year and lost in the first round, but they are back. Continuing through the bracket, Southeastern, the Blackhawks, the North Central Division District champs. They upset number 5 Indian Hills in the Region 11 championship to advance to the district title game. This is their first tournament appearance since 2011, 19th all-time appearance for a program that has won 3 national championships. Moving out of the 19 seed, out of the South District, the district champs, Snead State. The Parsons enter the postseason, winners of 7 consecutive games. This is their 5th all-time tournament appearance and their first in 5 years since 2018. Another at-large selection, our 11 seed, the Rangers, an at-large team out of the Southwest. 4th consecutive appearance to the tournament for the Rangers. They finished as the national runner-up back in 2019. They last won a national title back in 1964, hoping to make it like 1964 all over again here in 2023. And our 22nd seed, Seminole State of Oklahoma, the South Central District champs. First tournament appearance since 2007, their 5th overall appearance. They were the number 4 seed of the district tournament, took down top seed in Northeastern Oklahoma A&M to get here. They're led by Micah Lena, who is 2nd in the nation in rebounds per game. So, the 2023 bracket is as follows. 24 teams in, the 16 automatic qualifiers, the 8 at-large teams, and as you see, there are the top 8 seeds who have the first round bye. All games will be available to watch on the NJCAA network. The finals will appear March 25th. That is a Saturday, 1 p.m. Central, airing nationally on ESPNU.
Intensity fuels these champion student athletes to greatness. Zurich Insurance is proud to be the official provider of student athlete insurance for the National Junior College Athletic Association. Throughout the highs, we cheer along to their screams of victory. Throughout the lows, we support them through their tears of defeat. Zurich Insurance, helping student athletes play the sport they love.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at Ticketsmarter.com.
Welcome back into the NJCAA Division I Men's Basketball Selection Show. We know the bracket. Let's learn a little bit more about how we got to this bracket. And we'd like to welcome in the D1 Men's Basketball Committee Chair, Dean Myrick. Dean, I know this has been a very busy day for you, so I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, and best time of year.
That is for sure. And let's start at the top of this bracket. Number 1 overall seed, John A. Logan. They haven't lost since November 11th. Was there any controversy with that top seed, or was this pretty clear-cut?
That was pretty clear-cut for us, and it was unanimous. We didn't spend a whole lot of time on that. We felt like that was, a done deal once they won that district championship. So, obviously, not losing since November, they are on a roll, and we felt like they were very deserving of that overall number 1 seed.
Let's look a little bit deeper down to the bracket. Number 15 seed, Vincennes. They're the lowest seeded at-large team, so basically the last team to get into the bracket. How challenging of a decision was that, and what other teams were in contention for that final at-large?
The final at large, we basically narrowed it down to 2 teams, and then had about an hour conversation. Looked at, every number that we could look at, every metric. Looked at the criteria in the handbook, and to be honest, we kept going back and forth. If a 25 team bracket would make sense, that would have made sense for this year, but unfortunately, with 24 teams, there's going to be good teams that are left out. And unfortunately, that happened. So we were down for 2 teams for that last spot, and spent an enormous amount of time on that. And, once we just broke it down number by number and went by the criteria in the handbook, it came out then since.
Dean, this postseason has been chock full of upsets so far. 9 unranked teams in the final poll qualified by winning their district. How do you think that will impact the quality of play in the postseason tournament?
They're good teams that were unranked, and in the past we've had teams that we've given them an at-large that may have just received votes, but you look at those 9 teams, and all of them are of high-quality teams. South Georgia State was unranked, but they made it to the Sweet 16 last year and have done well on their years out. Snead State is a repeat returner, I guess is a good word. Cape Fear has been out there before, and Trinity Valley. That can be a little. People look at the 14 and 18 record, due to some issues the first semester. But that 14 and 18 team is actually a 22 and 10 team, on the floor. So we did have to take that into consideration. So I don't think the quality drops off at all. I think there's just a lot of quality teams in the NJCAA from top to bottom. And, just because the team isn't ranked, maybe doesn't, lessen the quality. So I think they add a lot to it. And, who knows, we may see a Cinderella come out of that group.
Hey, you never know. And again, with those 9 unranked teams receiving automatic qualifying berths, how challenging was it to actually seed this year's bracket?
Once we get through the at-large, which takes, I almost say 90% of the conversation, the seeding almost falls into place somewhat. Obviously a big part of our criteria is region, / district, success in Hutch. And, by going by that, we are able to kind of fill that in. But it's, when you have multiple teams, from same regions, and, you try to eliminate those first and second round potential matchups. So that plays more of it than anything is, how can we eliminate without jeopardizing the integrity of the tournament by avoiding those first and second round matchups. So I thought the seeding this year was kind of easy for us once we finally got the 8 teams. So, but again, the parity across the board. I think once we end this call and the seeding and all is announced, we can ball it up and throw it in the trash, because once they tip it up, the seeds really don't matter. It's going to be quality games from Monday to Saturday. So we definitely look forward to it.
Well, Dean, we look forward to it as well. And hey, thank you so much for your time today. Go get some rest. You absolutely deserve it.
Thank you. A lot of people do.
We'll be right back after this.
Intensity fuels these champion student athletes to greatness. Zurich Insurance is proud to be the official provider of student athlete insurance for the National Junior College Athletic Association. Throughout the highs, we cheer along to their screams of victory. Throughout the lows, we support them through their tears of defeat. Zurich Insurance, helping student athletes play the sport they love.
I have a little birthday message for you from someone too.
I heard you really love basketball. You're a good shooter and a good dribbler. Happy birthday, MJ, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Welcome back into the 2023 NJCAA Division I Men's Basketball Selection Show. We've seen the bracket. We've talked a little bit about how the bracket came to be. Let's dive a little bit deeper and hear from our good friends Brandon Goble and Nick Nielsen from JUCO Jam.
John, thank you so much. As always, I am joined by the great one, the JUCO advocate, Brandon Goble. We've just seen the release of the bracket. First of all, so much is going through our minds. Give me an upset special in the round of 24. Is there anything that immediately jumps out at you?
The first thing I saw was that 21-12 Trinidad State, Tallahassee. That's going to be a doozy. Guards win championships. DeJour Reeves for Trinidad State's going to be ready to go. That's going to be a fun one.
And Trinidad State took Northwest Florida to the wire last year and had them on the ropes. So this is not a team unfamiliar with the sports arena.
Yeah, and their best players were on that team last year. So they're back. They know what this is like. This isn't like, oh, bright lights of Hutch and whatever. This is, we're here. We're actually here to go win. And, if they do pull that off, that next matchup against Slick, that's going to be another doozy. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now I'm going to ask you, get out your crystal ball and think about your round of 16 potential matchups. So we're projecting out a little bit here. Anything that excites you about potential round of 16 games?
I'm super pumped for that Butler Northwest Florida game. If Butler, holds serve against Roan in that 10-23 matchup, then the 10-7 game, which in the NCAA tournament is always like a coin flip, right? Well, could be a little coin flippy here in Northwest Florida, really, really coming on strong at the end. Took a little while to find themselves, but getting through that tournament was an absolute grind. Same thing for Butler, but, team again, also on the rise. Like that's going to be a pretty good matchup, I think.
Yeah, Butler kind of the consensus 4 or 5 seed all year in the Jayhawk. You saw the talent, and then all of a sudden it came together at the right time. I'm excited for a potential Chipola-Midland matchup. I think that's going to be a fantastic, just defensive grinder. When you think
how great is it, by the way, that Midland back in the tournament, Trey Arnold, unbelievable job turning that program back around. Super cool to see them back and doing so well that they're on a bye, for their first game at Hutch. Just a great job.
Surging at the right times. It's great to have Midland back. It's great to have Southeastern back. The Blackhawks in Hutch. JUCO is better when Southeastern is at the national tournament. Overall, any immediate reactions to the 8 at-large teams?
I felt like there was one team that I thought was going to sneak in there and just didn't. I thought Coffeyville deserved to be in there this year. Didn't happen. I know Coach Herkelman's going to be disappointed, but they'll be back and ready to go next year.
Absolutely. A lot of cool stuff happened over the past week. We got to see a lot of really great streaming services. We got to, people got exposure to teams maybe didn't get to watch a lot during the season. I want to give a shout out to Casper. I thought they had an incredible season, but more important than that, they had an amazing live stream. If I had to rank all the live streams out there, great job, Casper. Keep up the great work. I hope everybody that's not streaming their games figures out how to do it. People love JUCO. Give people the best product in America.
100%.
Now, we're not going to talk too much about the brackets today. We're going to give you a little bit of a teaser. Join us 7 p.m. Eastern as JUCO Jam episode 8 is going to be an entire episode devoted to Hutch. We're going to preview the games. BG, I'm going to be excited to spend some time with you.
We're just going to make a lot of friends on that show. We're going to make a lot of friends. We're going to say a lot of things that everybody's going to love, and it's going to be great.
Predictions and more. John, back to you.
Thanks, guys. And that will do it for our 2023 NJCAA Division I Men's Basketball Selection Show. To the 24 teams who have qualified, we wish you all the best of luck. A reminder, all of those games will air live on the NJCAA network, and the championship game Saturday, March 25th, 1 p.m. Central Time, airing nationally on ESPNU. Make sure to tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Division I Women's Basketball Selection Show. We will give you that bracket and break it all down right here on the NJCAA Network. Again, best of luck to all the 24 participants. A big thanks to all of you for joining us. I'm John Gross. Enjoy the postseason.